Denmark's capital, Copenhagen, is set to become the world's first carbon-neutral city in just over 3 years. And as if to showcase their innovation, a spectacular power plant now dominates the skyline, turning the city's rubbish into heat and power for its residents. But perhaps the most remarkable of all, it's so clean you can ski on its roof. So I've come to test it out and explore what we might learn from this city's unique approach. This is an awesome example of what they call hedonistic sustainability. The idea that being environmentally conscious can also be fun, that you don't have to sacrifice pleasure to help the planet. On this man-made mountain, there's a climbing wall, hiking trails, a bar and a restaurant. Virtually no toxins are pumped out of this chimney, just steam. Celia normally flies to the Alps. The skiing here is not quite the same, but this is about more than sport.
It's a monument for Copenhagen in a way now. Kind of like the Eiffel Tower or something, which is pretty crazy because it's literally garbage.
Below our skis, that garbage is powering the city. Every day, 350 truckloads of rubbish that can't be recycled is burnt, heating water that's then piped directly into 680,000 local homes. You think of a power plant as something ugly, dirty, polluting, should be hidden away from public view. This is turning that on its head, isn't it?
We're part of the solution, and we're proud to be a part of the solution, to offer citizens a pleasure walk in the roof park, to come to our facilities, see what we're doing. Every time that our crane takes a grabful of waste and puts it into the furnace, it produces about 10 people's annual use of energy. So we actually do receive a small amount of waste from UK, and you pay us to take it. And of course, we're happy to help you out and also to receive your money to make good and cheap and clean energy for the city of Copenhagen.
Perhaps we're missing a trick there. I want to find out why and how Copenhagen has put sustainability at the top of its agenda. So I've come to Denmark's parliament to meet a politician who spent the last decade making it a priority. Do you see Copenhagen as a model and inspiration for other major cities?
I truly hope Copenhagen can inspire other cities. My message would be, Boris, you need to do this right now. And I think the last weeks have shown how important it is to become more self-supplying with green energy. Electricity is really something, if you can electrify your society, you're not dependent on Russia, you're not dependent on coal from Eastern Europe. If we are not changing the way we live, consume, produce now, our kids are going to pay such a big price. They're going to see a much more insecure world, many more refugees, but also sea level rise, storms, floodings, forest fires. I think we're seeing it right now. And I also fear that our kids are going to look at us and say, okay, why did you not do anything? You knew it and you saw it and you did not act.
But Copenhagen's population is tiny in comparison to, say, London, and Denmark's green image far from perfect. Still Europe's biggest oil producer and one of the most heavily farmed countries in the world. I met a group of activists who want far more drastic action. This is Copenhagen's branch of Extinction Rebellion.
It's a terrible lie that we're a green frontrunner in Denmark. What we're good at in Denmark is really making promises and making good stories about how sustainable we are. Like having a theater about how good we are at being sustainable, but we aren't really. Like we are one of the most polluting and emitting nations in the world per capita.
So is this greenwashing?
It is greenwashing.
We filmed as they invaded Copenhagen City Hall in what was a strangely theatrical protest against the destruction of wildlife.
Of course, this makes me feel quite angry because there are some people who are very cynically destroying the planet for money. We have been using these normal demonstrations for so long, for 30 years we've been doing it. Nothing is happening. Now we need to use methods that are proportional with the crisis that we are in. I see it as my duty to use this privilege and to put something at risk, to put my body in the way of these destructive processes. So that's why I'm part of Extinction Rebellion, and I'm ready to go to jail or be arrested by the police.
She and 8 others were arrested and charged. The following day, I put their claims to Copenhagen's mayor. Some say it's all a facade, that Denmark is still a huge producer of oil, that agriculture is destroying wildlife. Is Copenhagen just very good at its self-PR?
No, we are good at PR, but still there are some substantial developments in Copenhagen over the last 20 years. And we need to go further, of course we do, but we can be proud and held our heads high in this respect. We have come quite a far.
Transport is a major contributor to this and every city's carbon emissions. Copenhagen is already considered one of the most bike-friendly cities in the world, thanks to urban design like this bridge, especially for cyclists. But the authorities want to go even further. By 2025, the goal is for 75% of all trips in the city to be by bike, on foot or public transport. At 8 a.m. on the school run, most parents pedal their kids on cargo bikes. And for dads like Daniel, it's practicality rather than the planet that drives him.
In a city like Copenhagen, it's just practical, because coming home from work at 5 or 6, you have to spend maybe 45 minutes just to park your car. On a bike, it's reliable. I know exactly how long time it takes me to get from A to B, regardless of traffic and all that.
So look, what about when it's raining, when it's freezing cold? Do you really feel like getting on the bike? Wouldn't it be cozier and comfier in the car?
Some people feel the rain, others just get wet, right? That's my saying.
This city has persuaded people to change by making it easy, enjoyable even, to live more sustainably. Copenhagen might be particularly good at celebrating its successes, but maybe that helps. After all, individuals have to believe they can make a difference. And other cities should be inspired by that.